Rated M for mature.
Greetings, Deadhunters. Swarms of zombies have been unleashed in Zombie Army VR's all-new Horde Mode, and we're counting on skilled undead slayers like you to clear all 12 waves and wipe them out. We won't sugarcoat it. This isn't gonna be a cakewalk, but with your abilities and the tips in this briefing, you might just stand a chance. Every time you enter Horde Mode, you'll be locked into a location with a pistol and as much ammo as you can carry. Since you'll be completely cut off from HQ, you'll have to rely on whatever supplies you can scrounge up on site. That means you can run out of bullets quickly. Very quickly. With this in mind, you're gonna want to keep a close eye on your ammunition and avoid making too many mistakes. When the Horde is breathing down your neck and you only have a handful of bullets, you'll have to make every shot count. Now, HQ can confirm that there will be a limited number of supplies available throughout each location, and you may even gain access to more as new areas are unlocked. Unclaimed supplies will always be right where you left them, so make a mental note of where ammo was spotted, just in case you need to return to claim it later. Remember, you still have to clear waves to explore those unlockable areas, and that means staying alive. Even if you land every shot, the odds of running out of ammunition are high. When that moment comes, fight with whatever you can find until you can find more ammo. Situations like these are why it's always a good idea to keep a melee weapon on hand. But an empty weapon can also be used to bludgeon in a pinch. As you exterminate zombies and clear entire waves, new sections of your current location will become available for exploration. While these sections mainly provide you with more space to put between you and your flesh-munching targets, they also contain much-needed extra supplies, and something a Deadhunter can always use: more firepower. The pistol you start each Horde Mode session with will only get you so far, so it's a good idea to start hunting for your new weapon as soon as a new area becomes available. The first unlocked area will have a secondary weapon hidden somewhere, and the second unlocked area will contain a primary weapon. Having a powerful secondary weapon, such as an SMG or trench gun, and a rifle available to you will be ideal for your survival. So stay alive and get your hands on them as quickly as you can. There are 4 maps available in Horde Mode, and while most of them have at least one open area where visibility won't be an issue, many of them will drop you into a cramped space with tight corridors and blind corners. In these environments, you won't be able to see what you're up against at all times, which puts you at a severe disadvantage. However, as any good Deadhunter knows, you can often hear a zombie long before you see it. Unless you want to run around a corner and straight into your doom, listen carefully in these low visibility situations. Use the number of grunts you hear to determine whether you should stay and fight or run to find a more advantageous position. HQ heavily recommends the use of head-mounted listening devices to sharpen your hearing and increase your odds of not being on the menu anytime soon. One key tactic for surviving Horde Mode is to maintain distance. The more space you have between you and the undead, the more time you have to react, and the less likely it is that you'll get a bite taken out of you. Now, considering the number of dead ends and dangerous corners in each Horde Mode location, it's pretty easy to find yourself in a position where you're outnumbered and overwhelmed. To avoid this, you should stay on the move as much as possible while avoiding those dead ends. Weave around zombies if you have to, but make sure you stay out of reach. Also, use the entire location to create space, meaning the starting area and each new section as they are unlocked. Later waves will have more enemies and increased difficulty, so don't get too comfortable in a single area. If you need to make some space quickly, HQ recommends the responsible use of explosives to clear the zombie front lines. Just make sure you aren't too close to the blast area unless you want your fingers to become zombie snacks. We expect many Deadhunters will choose to face Horde Mode alone to prove their skills, but it doesn't have to be a solo mission. If you'd prefer to have some backup, call in reinforcements and head into Horde Mode with a fellow Deadhunter for cooperative play. All of the same rules will still apply, but having someone you trust watch your six will allow you to better focus on what's ahead. Also, what could be a better way to bond with a comrade than popping hundreds of zombie skulls? Each successive wave of Horde Mode will crank up the difficulty. Sometimes that'll mean more enemies, and sometimes that'll mean the introduction of special enemy types, like zombie snipers and armored giants. While just about every zombie is weak to a bullet in the head, there are some variants that will have certain weaknesses. Keep these weaknesses in mind so that when you come face to face with a certain kind of zombie, you know how to take it out quickly. Your goal is to make it to the end of Wave 12 alive, and knowing your enemy is half the battle. As you explore the locations of Horde Mode, make note of environmental hazards as you come across them. Things like explosive barrels can come in handy when you're low on ammo, and choke points like doorways and narrow hallways are ideal spots for wiping out chunks of undead with a well-placed explosive. There may be other hazards and opportunities in your environment as well, so be on the lookout and get creative. That concludes this briefing. Hopefully these tips will make surviving Horde Mode just a little bit easier for you and other Deadhunters who are brave enough to take on this new challenge. Keep these in mind and remember, make every shot count. Zombie Army VR is available now on Steam VR, PlayStation VR 2, and MetaQuest systems. Dismissed.